Life of a Christmas Tree by Victoria Jackson. The life of a Christmas tree seems like pure glory, but I'm in your garbage come January, just like a cheap floozy who's dressed to the hilt. I'm looked at, then thrown out when I start to wilt. I used to be a pagan symbol, you know, but some first-century Christians changed the theme of my show to represent what I'm proudest to be, God sending peace and love to humanity. So though my life's short, I'm happy to stay your favorite symbol of Christmas Day.
Happy holidays, everybody. It's the merriest show of the season. 6 Ladies Laughing, starring Victoria Jackson, Kim Coles, Stephanie Hodge, Sue Kalinsky, Henriette Mantel, and your host this evening, Miss Andrea Martin. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, everybody. This is the time of year when all of us, Christians, Jews, Muslims, budding starlets, ooh. I won't grow up. All of us share in that most universal of human emotions, anxiety. What am I gonna wear? What am I gonna buy? Why didn't anybody ask me out for New Year's Eve? And if they do, should I go out with them even though I'm not remotely attracted to them? And then if I do, should I start drinking around 7 o'clock? Big kamikazes, and not stop until my tongue is deeply immersed in somebody else's mouth around old Lang Syne. Then we walk in my house, oh God, I didn't change the sheets, and what am I wearing? Oh no, look what I've got on a halter top. Why didn't I wear one of those camisoles I have in my closet? You know, one of the 500 I've collected over the year for a night just like this, but no! I didn't wear one of those lace things that don't really do the thing over there, just sort of loose stuff. What the heck is going on down there? We'll worry about that later. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, and then look what I've worn, stockings, pantyhose. That was a good choice, really, because that's a real good look on a first date, that matted down looking. Uh-oh! Bikini thing. I thought the summer was over. Anyway. Maybe I just better stay home and try to finish the Joy Luck Club. That would be really, really fun. I remember my mother. All right, then. You know, over the years, I've really learned how to release all the holiday anxiety I've felt. And maybe tonight I could share a little bit of wisdom with you. This is some words that I learned from a yogi. This is some words. That was really good, wasn't it? This is some words. I made a fool out of myself in front of my fans. These are some words that I learned from a yogi master. Or maybe it was on back of a Weight Watchers low-sodium fish meal. Whatever it was, these are the words. Don't look back with regret. Don't look forward with fear, but around you with awareness. Beautiful. What the hell does that mean? I don't know. Well, maybe these words are more appropriate for this audience. As Edith Prickley would say, don't let yourself get down unless you're willing to do something worthwhile once you're down there. It's about laughter, it's about joy, it's about merriment, and I wish you all that for these holidays. And to start this evening out with much joy and merriment, I want to introduce to you the star of the new sitcom, My Talk Show, the fearless, the wonderful Stephanie Hodge.
Boy, you boys be jamming over there, hey. Hey, how you doing? It's Christmas. It's that special time of year. Every year this time you get those same feelings and those same thoughts happening over and over every single year. For me, it's especially special because my family is all from Harlan County, Kentucky. So when I walk into those family reunions, I have that reoccurring, very special thought. When I look at those people, I find myself always thinking the same thing. Oh, God. If I just had a handgun, I could clean up some of this trash. Got 3 uncles wearing mistletoe on their flies all year round, people. Yeah, it's festive, isn't it? And you got that one Christmas you always remember far and above and beyond all other Christmases. I'll never forget mine. Every year this time of year, I think about it. It was when I was 10 and my mother was going through menopause. Very special time. Because I didn't have hormones back then. You know, they prescribed therapy instead. And the therapy that they prescribed were mother-daughter dresses patterns. What the hell is that? I could never figure that out. Doesn't your mother know when she's going through the change, pretty much the last thing on earth you're gonna look like is her? Everywhere we went that whole Christmas, she made us wear those matching outfits, the whole family, everywhere we went. And she makes us hold hands, you know, like no one's gonna guess we're a family unit. Everywhere we go, people are yelling, "Look, the Flying Langolinis have come to perform." Mama's in the lead, so proud. Look at me. I sew. We're all behind her thinking, so shall you reap, Mama. I can't wait till that woman is old and senile, because I'm gonna dress her up real damn funny. I'll tell you what, though. Christmas is such a weird time of year for me because it's my birthday. Isn't that special? Isn't that nice? Isn't that just a rip-off? I can't get top billing or nothing. It's terrible. And it's terrible because at Christmas you got all that family stuff to deal with, and I have to deal with the aging process, which we know is much more difficult on women than it is on men because you men have everything easy, and don't you even start to argue with me about that. What happens to men when you get older? You lose your hair. Big deal. You don't have to comb it anymore. You never did in the first place. There's no big life change going on here. Personally, I prefer balding men, you know what I mean? Why run your hands through a man's hair when you can just shove your fist straight into his skull, you know? It's more intimate that way, isn't it? What else happens to men when you age? You get love handles on you. Don't worry about those. Believe me, because by the time you got them, we need them, because you got a lazy button bed about then, boy. Gives us a grip, you know what I'm saying? It's not true with women. The aging thing's terrible. We just fall the hell apart. First thing that goes on you is your butt. Oh, yeah. I remember that day. It was a year ago next Thursday at 3:47 p.m. Walked out of the shower all wet and naked, which is a good way to walk out of the shower. It means you got the job done, you know. I'm looking in the mirror thinking, it's all right. It's starting to look like that keg you've been drinking, but it's all right. Then some vapid form of vanity causes me to squeeze my butt together. And I expect it to obey like it did when I was 16. Nay, nay, my friends. It just hovered there, quivering for a second. Next thing I know, bam! 12.5 pounds of large curd cottage cheese lying at my heel. Once it's down there, it's not coming back up. You remember when you were young, you used to walk down the beach in the summertime pulling your little pants down over your firm, round body? Now I spend my summers trying to push my butt flaps back up in my shorts. Got those 2 white, untanned, half-crescent moons under each flap, you know. And you forget about it sometimes, because at a certain age, you quit looking behind you, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting dressed to come over here tonight, pulling up my pantyhose in the mirror, catch myself in the hotel room. I'm looking back there thinking, my Lord, who is that ugly man with a jowl sneaking up on me? Then, of course, after your butt falls on the floor, your boobs got to follow, you know. Well, they look at your butt lying down there, honey, and they start going, wow, looks like a pretty comfortable place to be. You want to go? Sure. If you're over 22 and got any chest on you at all, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't play cute. You can no longer walk into your bra like it's a warm handshake from an old friend. That horizontal greeting is a thing of the past. Every woman reaches one day in her life where she wakes up. She realizes she's going to have to bend over and waggle in her brassiere. Every morning for the rest of her flapping life. You can hear them in there making cartoon noises. Neighbors out back yelling, sold! You get up from a nap, oh, there's a lump in my armpit! Oh, it's my boob. And God forbid you should ever fall out of bed during the night head first, wake up and think you're blind. Whew. That one had to rest on you for a minute, didn't it? I'll tell you the truth. Last year I tried real hard. Last Christmas I tried to escape the family thing and the aging thing altogether. I went to the South Polynesian Islands for Christmas. Me, Tahiti, Bora Bora, Moorea, 2 solid weeks over Christmas. Oh, it's fun there. Men like it there better than women, though, because women there don't care what they look like. They don't even wear clothes, really. Just little payroos around their waist and their boobs just hanging out like Cyclops puppies, begging to be petted. And just right out there at you, yelling at you, ah, touch me! Well, I wasn't real anxious to participate. You know, American citizen, you got to keep those things well covered as you possibly possibly can. Thank God I'm taped, you know. But after a while, you've been there a couple of weeks, a week and a half, you start thinking, well, what the hell? You know, the moon's full, the natives are dancing, and drums are beating, I've been drinking, anything's starting to seem pretty reasonable. I did it one night, I ripped my top off. I'm in that lagoon swimming around thinking, joy, nature, ecstasy, look at me participating, oh, holy night, fish. Nobody warned me that fish think anything bigger than the tip of your little finger is a potential meal. Do you know what it feels like to walk out of the beach on Bora Bora with 2 mahi-mahi hanging off your bodacious tatas? It wasn't terrible. They just let go and I felt cheap, you know. Went diving again, 9 hours, couldn't get another nibble. I was humiliated. The best part, though, about that place is, oh, this is a holiday treat. You walk down a nude beach, that's where women rule, I'm telling you. Because we can walk down a nude beach, bare butt naked, think anything we want to think about anything we see, and no one's ever gonna know. Of course, you get a man out there, now that's a different song to dance to, isn't it? You get any healthy man all greased up and naked on a sunny beach, boy, he's gonna fall asleep and have himself a thought. That's when we get to walk by them thinking, whoo! Looks like it's about noon according to this sundial. Merry Christmas, thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Claire, and I've been married for 25 years, up until 6 months ago when my husband left me for another woman, a younger woman. Surprise. In fact, he's out there tonight. Bill? Hi. I see you brought the dental hygienist with you. Hello, Caroline. I must say your teeth have never looked whiter. Well, I bet you thought my life was over the day you ran off with our Land Rover. And I bet you thought that this time of year I probably would have the holiday blues, probably be a little bit lonely. Well, Bill, you're wrong. I've never been happier. I met someone. I'm a woman and a mother. He's a surfer and my lover. He is 17 and I am 55. By the time he reaches my age, I won't be alive. We've got each other. It doesn't even matter that I'm older than his mother. Mother yada, ya ya ya, mother yada. We hear the talk, the innuendo, but we're busy upstairs playing his Nintendo. And sex with him is so unique. You see, Bill, I can do it more than once a week. He says I'm awesome. He says I'm rad. He says I'm naughty. He says I'm bad. He says I'm sexy. He says I'm smart. I wasted 20 years on you, you gray-hair, bald-headed fart. Here's to younger men and older chicks. May and December, a perfect mix. 'Cause when he holds me, I feel so young. You see, at 55, my life has just begun. The great joys of the holidays are shopping and eating. Here is a native New Yorker who knows about both. A charter member of the cast of In Living Color. Please welcome Miss Kim Coles.
You all are here tonight. I love the holidays, not just because of the spirit of the season, the joy of giving, peace on earth and goodwill toward men. I love the holidays because I get to eat. Don't we all? Oh, the holiday parties, the family dinners, the get-togethers. Would you like to have some more turkey? Have some more eggnog, girl. You better eat them chitlins. The holidays are the best time to gain weight. And what do we do when we gain all that excess holiday poundage? Why, we deny it, don't we? Oh, no, I'm not really fat. Oh, no, this is just water weight. What'd you do, drain the tank at Marine World? It's like not my fault that I'm fat. I inherited it. This is like in my genes. Oh, how would you know? They don't come that size. Oh, honey child, I'm not fat. I just got big bones. Oh, yes, and there's some big meat wrapped around them, too. Do you use these excuses? I know about this because food talks to me. That's my problem. Oh, I'll go to the bakery and the croissants will say, I'm so fluffy. Come and eat me, magnifique. Yes. My favorite food is Mexican. Mira, baby, you got to get some of this. You gotta get some of this, baby. I gotta give you something you ain't never had before. Really, really bad gas. It's true. Now, the other thing I love about the holidays is you get to go shopping. And I must say that I have perfected my gift shopping for this season. Now, first, I make a list. And then I check it twice because I gotta know who's been naughty and nice. And frankly, if it works for Santa, it can work for me. Now, I look at my budget, and then I look at my list, and then I look at my budget, and then I look at my list, and then I cross off half the names off my list because it just don't fit into my budget. Because I have to save enough money to shop for me, because isn't that what holidays are all about? The sales. Oh, yes. Now, I also cross off half those names because those people ain't getting me nothing anyway. Don't you hate that? Don't you hate, like, giving a gift to someone and they don't give you anything? Excuse me, how about a card or a candy cane? Nothing. Or worse, getting a gift from someone and you gotta go, oh, Penelope, I'm so sorry. Oh, my God, I left your gift under my tree. And then you wait to the after Christmas sales and buy them something real cheap, you know. Now, armed with my new list, I'd go down to the ultimate shopping experience for the holidays, Macy's. Now, y'all have to trust me on this because I used to work at Macy's as temporary help for the Christmas season, and you have to go Christmas Eve because that's the best night. Wait till the last minute. Have some fun. Experience holiday, holiday, hell, hell, hell. Meet Shaniqua, the helpful sales girl. Thank you very much for shopping Macy's for your holiday gift giving this season. Next! Would that be cash or charge? Cash or charge? No, we do not take food stamps. Next! Okay, first of all, this ain't even got no price tag on it. You see, I got 50 people waiting online to pay for something. I'm supposed to get off the line like I'm your personal shopper and find a price for you. I can't be going for that. I ain't nobody's personal shopper. Uh-oh, wait a minute, it's my break time. Excuse me, this register's closed. Go to the customer service department. Meet Blossom. Okay, darling, listen. I would love to help you, really I would, but you know, Mr. Macy's himself have a policy wherein that dictates and states that if you buy a pair of underwear and try to return it after you've been wearing it, that's real nasty and I can't accept this back. Get on my face. Hey, we're not through with holiday hell. Stop up at Santaland and visit the cute little adorable elves. How about Lenny? Yeah. Lots of toys for little girls and boys. Hey, kid, get back in line! God, I hate Christmas. Get back in line! Decide to try on something for yourself in the fitting room and meet Maria Linda Garcia Velasquez Rodriguez del Sangria and a whole lot of molasses. I can't do right now that, the show is going through overtime. Did my tongue get in the way? Wait a minute, read the sign. The sign says 6 items only. You got 6 items, but you also got a belt. That's 7. I go count, honey. And don't be trying to come in here. What is this? Your behind is just way too big to be fitting into a size 8. And let me tell you something else, honey. I know you're not gonna try coming in here, try to try on some colors like purple, green, and orange. This ain't no rainbow. I'm a very fashion-educated woman. I would totally disadvise against that. Stop by the cosmetic counter and meet Patty Perfect. Okay, wonderful. Oh, trust me, I'm gonna make you look 12 again. All right, we've got liposomes with chromosomes. Oxymoron cream complex for power black and flex. Don't forget your free gift with purchase. Thank you for shopping. Bye-bye. Holiday hell. Holiday hell. What I do is I don't even deal with holiday hell. I throw away the list. You know, that way I'll have more money for me. And every year, everyone gets from me jelly beans. I go to the candy store and buy everyone jelly beans. And since you all have been such a fabulous audience this evening, I got some jelly beans.
Right back with Henriette Nantel, Sue Kalinsky, Victoria Jackson. Stay with us, 6 ladies laughing. We'll be right back.
Was that your instrument that did that? All right, we'll talk later. There's nothing more American than a New England Christmas, and there's nothing more entertaining than a completely new and original comic talent. From the Green Mountain state of Vermont, just think of her as stand-up comedy's answer to David Lynch. Please welcome Henriette Nantel.
Thank you. Merry Christmas. Oh, thanks. My name is Henriette. I never liked my name Henriette, but neither did my sisters, Stevette and Tomette, okay? So, everybody looks so pretty tonight. Pretty, 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 pretty. You know, people are always telling me, in fact, tonight they're going, Hen, you got the dress on, you know, you've got to wear some makeup. People are always telling me I should wear makeup. I get so sick of them telling me I have to wear makeup. I finally just took some lipstick. I wrote, "You suck" on my forehead. My idea of getting dressed up is like wearing the cherry flavored chapstick, okay? I feel all gussied up and sassy then, I do. I don't have time to put the makeup on every day. Some of my friends, half hour, 45 minutes a day putting the makeup on. I don't have that kind of time, okay? I need that time to clean my rifle. I walked into this big department store the other day, you know, walk right in. I said, "Hi, I'd like to purchase some of this. I'd like to give in to this peer pressure." These gals are looking at me, I'm looking at them. One turns right around to the other. She goes, "Oh my God, couldn't we ever have a heyday on this gal, huh?" Just turned around, I said, "Where the hell did you learn to whisper, in a sawmill?" But you have to be pretty. Pretty, 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 pretty. You've got to be pretty. There's a lot of pressure to be pretty. Oh, you have to be pretty. I'll tell you, I have some mornings, I live in New York, grew up in Vermont, thanks for asking, and yeah, and now I live in New York City. Some mornings I wake up, I feel terrible about myself. I always feel so much better. Walk outside, there's always like 6 guys sitting on my block going, "You are so beautiful. Oh my God, you are beautiful." The other day I'm walking past and one guy goes, "Oh, I want to look up your dress." I said, "Fine, at least you've got a goal in life." Oh boy. Being from Vermont though, everybody thinks, "Oh, Christmas in Vermont." You know, they think we like wake up in the morning and Danny Kaye and Rosemary Clooney are prancing right through the living room. It's not the way it was, okay? Grew up on a big farm there. Last time I was home visiting my folks, same farm I grew up on, I delivered a calf. Yeah, and I'll tell you, I feel so much thinner now, okay? I was always crazy about my horse growing up. I was always madly in love with my horse, and for my 18th birthday, one of my sisters gave me for Christmas, she actually gave me the book, Women Who Love Horses and the Horses Who Hate Them, okay? I just wrote an article about the love I always had for my horse. It's entitled, "I'm Stable, You Live in One." I'm not much on Christmas shopping, though. I'll tell you, I drive home from New York City to Vermont, like the day before Christmas. I end up stopping at the rest area and buying everybody their presents out of the vending machines. Because you can never have too many of those little black combs, you know? Look very pretty. Great. I don't know. I did go shopping. I asked my niece what she wanted for Christmas, and she looks at me and she goes, "Well, Aunt Hen, I'd really like a talking Cabbage Patch doll." Now, this kid already has like 5 of these Cabbage Patch dolls that don't talk, okay? Apparently, she needs a spokesperson for the group. I go shopping for this thing, it's $89 for a doll. When I was a kid, I was happy playing with a book of matches, okay? And my folks were all too happy to give them to me, might I add. "Here, honey, use them near your hair." Of course, I was very pretty after I used them, but I have a little nephew. I wanted to get him something special for Christmas. I said to my brother-in-law, "What can I get him?" My brother-in-law goes, "Well, Henriette, the important thing always to give a child is good values." Yeah, so I just grabbed the Kmart flyer, and that kid's gonna be set for toothpaste the rest of his life, all right? But we went caroling. Some of my members at Christmas, we would always go caroling the night before Christmas. Now, people always think that's a beautiful event, you know? It's like 50 below zero. The houses are 13 miles apart. We're walking around going, "Silent night." Jesus, it's cold out here. Holy night. God, can't we get inside? It's Christmas. Thank you. So, oh, stop yourselves. Oh. But everybody gets so many presents. You know, I was thinking the other day, what am I going to do with all these presents after I'm dead? I don't know, so I wrote out my will. okay? Because you have to have a will with all your presents. You don't want to just leave them around, you know? I wrote out my will. I wrote out my will because I read an article that said that they found out if you don't have a will and you die unexpectedly, everything you own automatically goes to Telly Savalas. Now, when I found that out, I said, I'm writing out a will, definitely. I wanted to get one of those video wills. You can actually videotape yourself reading your will. That way, after you're dead, your friends can just go to the store and rent you for $5, okay? I attached to my will one of these living wills because, like nowadays with the respirator and the life support system and all that, I wrote right in the living will, I said, if I am ever stuck on a respirator or a life support system, I definitely want to be unplugged, okay? But not till I get down to a size 8, okay? Oh, yeah. Oh. Second I fit in my sister's sequin tube top, bury me deep, okay? So I got, this year for Christmas, I purchased the Last Temptation of Christ, the movie. I'm gonna give it to my family. It's kind of a Christmas flick, don't you think? What was the big deal about that movie? It was so controversial. I mean, I watched it. I thought, what was so controversial? I thought it was gonna come out with like Jesus Dice Clay or something, you know? Then I'm watching the movie. Okay, the big deal was that Martin Scorsese was insinuating that Jesus might have had sex in his lifetime. I hope Jesus did have sex in his lifetime, okay? I hope I have sex in my lifetime too, okay? Thank you very much. Good night.
That's great. Henriette Mantel, you're wonderful. Stay with us. There's a Hanukkah surprise coming up, and Six Ladies Laughing continues after this. May I use the words hot and intense to describe this band, if I may? Wow. There's more to the holidays than Christmas and New Year's. It's also the Jewish festival of lights, Hanukkah. It's a time for families to gather together and reaffirm the basis of family life: guilt, sibling rivalry, and communal heartburn. Here to give living testimony to these eternal truths, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the petite, the sweet, the very funny, and beautiful Sue Kalinsky.
Thank you, welcome. The Hanukkah decorations are blinding. I guess they're still working on the menorah. Probably the worst thing about being Jewish during Christmas time is shopping in stores, because the lines are so long. You know? They should have like a Jewish express line, you know, where it's like, look, I'm a Jew, it's not a gift, just paper towel, just... Going down to Florida for the holidays, being a Jew, what a shock. 33 single, not the best time to be with your relatives, I don't think, huh? Any holiday in the Jewish religion is horrible going down. Passover probably being the most brutal, because the 4 questions become a personal assault. When are you gonna get married? When are you gonna have kids? When are you gonna settle down? Don't you think it's a generalization you should be married at 33? You know, that's like looking at somebody who's 70 and saying, hey, when are you gonna break your hip? Well, your friends are breaking their hips. What are you waiting for? It's amazing. I go down to see my family. I'm 33. I'm still not allowed in my parents' living room. You know those living rooms that are roped off like a museum? You know, parents put vinyl covers everywhere? My parents don't do that. They make people wear plastic guest suits. Some people get so carried away with these things. They put these covers on the floor, they put them on the walls, and then they put them on lampshades. How much wear and tear does a lampshade get? Is this the first thing you sit on when you go into someone's house? Oh, hi, how are you? Sit on the couch? No, I'm comfortable right here. Maybe you want to shut the light, it's a little hot. It's amazing, my parents live in a condominium, another shock, being Jews. They make their gifts now. It's kind of weird, because they have classes at the condos. They have, like, ceramics class, arts and crafts. I feel like I'm visiting them in camp. I got a letter from my mother. Oh, we're having a great time. Daddy made an ashtray. Send stamps. I like going home. I like borrowing money from my family. Don't you feel different when you borrow money from a relative? To me, it doesn't count. Come on, it's your family. They don't get it back in a week. It's a gift. I have one brother I've borrowed so much money from. He's like a human credit card. I can walk into a store with a picture of him and say, "You take Fred?" Thank God I quit smoking, because everybody's got an attitude about my cigarette smoking. Actually, I quit when I was in Europe, because you have to quit when you go to Europe. Because they smoke too much there, I think. I went out to dinner, the waiter came over and said, "You want to sit in smoking or chain smoking?" I'm glad I quit, because I do want kids someday. Being 33, I got to start thinking about this. Well, I read an article in New York Magazine. Women 49 years old now having their first child. 49. I couldn't think of a better way to spend my golden years. What's the advantage of having a kid at 49? That you could both be in diapers at the same time? Right now, I settle for being an aunt. My nieces are really cute. You know, it's like right before I go to see them, I really want kids, and when I leave, I don't even want a dog, I swear to God. They're adorable. They're so hyper in the beginning, you know. I wish there was something you can give them to kind of calm them down. Some kind of a drug, nothing that would hurt them. Something like a St. Joseph Valium for children or something. Some kind of chewable Quaalude to just shut them up for a minute. Come on, split it with me. I'll do half with you. We'll play with all your toys, real slow, but we'll get to them. Can't leave anything around little kids either, your toiletry or your luggage, because they go through your stuff, you know. They're like raccoons on a camping trip, little kids. I don't know if I ever want to adopt kids. I'm a little concerned about that, because they grow up and kill you. And they always try to get off on a temporary insanity defense. See, I don't buy temporary insanity as a murder defense, because people kill people. That's animal instinct. I think breaking into someone's house and ironing all their clothes is temporary insanity. Speaking of temporary insanity, I've been in the same relationship for 6 years. What do you buy someone you've been with for 6 years? Actually, I told him I was going to buy him some sheets, and he looked at me and he said, "Look, don't come home with anything frilly with flowers on it." I said, "What do you want, man sheets? What do you want, sheets with tools on it?" Some sheets with a wrench hanging off the side. What do you think? It's always very calming bringing your boyfriend of 6 years down to visit the family when he won't commit. I don't know what it is. See, for me, I'm done looking. He's it, you know. I don't know, he just maybe feels like there's more to look for. I don't know. I guess my theory about it is that women want one ticket, guys want a rail pass. I think that's it. I just want to get out at every country and take a peek. I'm glad I don't have to date anymore, because I'm, you know, being a comedian. Most of the guys I meet in bars, and I don't trust men that I meet in bars, you know, after they've had a couple of drinks. They remind me of the wolf from the cartoons. You know, they got that knife fork, sweat coming off their brow. And that vision of me up here is I'm a pork chop. I meet a lot of married men in bars, too, and they're kind of weasels when they're without their wives. Because they always deny they're married. Even with a wedding ring, they deny they're married. They're like, "Oh, this, birthmark." Happy Hanukkah. Thank you.
Sue Polinsky, ladies and gentlemen.
Colgate Plus toothbrush meets old Squarehead.
At first, it was hard being the odd-looking toothbrush. But it's my dual bristle design and diamond-shaped head that helps me clean teeth and massage gums so well. And so comfortably. No Squarehead could beat that. So, my neighbor moved out, and Peggy moved in.
Colgate Plus, the odd-looking, super-cleaning, comfy-feeling toothbrush.
Just as air turns an apple brown, it will turn coffee bitter. That's why Braun's new Flavor Seal system keeps more air out and more flavor in. The new Flavor Seal system from Braun.
I'm gonna write you every week, Dad.
Like when you went away to camp?
No, I really mean it.
You won't write.
Dad.
Well, call. Here, that's our new personal 800 number.
What?
It means you can call home anytime you want, and you don't need any money.
Dad?
Yes?
Could I have some money anyway?
Introducing MCI Personal 800, a very new, very affordable way to stay in touch.
My son and I built a model plane together. We could hardly wait for its maiden flight. You should have seen Danny's face when I handed him the controls. Up it went. And it was going. It kept on going.
He called Citibank. Since he just bought the plane with the Citibank Visa, he was covered under buyer security.
A Citibank Visa replaced the kit for free. We had to start over again from scratch, but, you know, I really didn't mind.
Not just Visa, Citibank Visa.
Are your gloves driving you crazy? Dropping a few hints? Well, get a grip on yourself with Totes Toasties Stretch Gloves. Toasties have treads to give you a grip that won't slip. So if your old gloves just can't hold their own, pick up a pair that can. Totes Toasties, the little stretch glove with a grip.
Make me feel so good. Make me feel so good.
The original, the shower massage by Teledyne Waterpick.
Are video games having a dramatic effect on your child? Get Video Smarts and change all that with the most complete library of tapes, starring Teach and Teddy.
Hi, boys and girls. Let's find the space with the letter C.
And Professor Set.
2 + 1 equals...
Good girl.
And Mr. Mayor.
Listen to my vowel friends. A-E-I-U.
Get Video Smarts and turn your video monster
into a child with Video Smarts.
Remembers the 80s here. Leveraged buyouts, junk bonds, banks with money in them. Those were the good old days. But along with the easy money, it was also the era of the workaholic. It even struck the formerly happy life of the North Pole's most famous family. Here to tell her tale, Mrs. Santa Claus.
Thank you, Andrea. Santa, this is the only way I can get your attention, because I know you're watching TV right now, and I know you flip through cable a lot. I wish you would spend more time with me and less time with those stupid elves. Every year you go away, I keep turning old and gray. Santa, please skip Christmas this year. I dyed my hair, I lost some weight. I could make you feel really great. Santa, please skip Christmas this year. Everybody knows by now, Santa Claus is just not how presents end up under the Christmas tree. So look at me, I'm horny as a woman can be. I need your love, can't you see? Santa, please spend Christmas with me. We could drink some eggnog, lay down by the fire. Think of all the tingly things our little red suits could inspire. Everyone knows you don't exist, so how could you ever be missed? Pillows belong on a bed, not under your shirt. Lose that list that you've checked twice. I'll be naughty, I'll be nice, put some of our own today. Santa, please give Christmas this year. I'll ring your bell. Santa, please give Christmas this year. Somehow give it to me.
In December, Lifetime helps you count down to the holidays with movies, specials, and Christmas episodes of your favorite Lifetime shows. Next month, look for Loretta Swit and a group of unruly kids in the best Christmas pageant ever. And be merry with Martha Stewart in At Home with Martha Stewart this Christmas. Gear up for the holidays all month long, December on Lifetime. Now, stay tuned for Dionne Warwick, Patti LaBelle, and Gladys Knight in a once-in-a-lifetime performance. They're sisters in the name of love. Next.
Hey, football fans, think you know your X's and O's?
End around. Halfback option.
Button hook, quick.
The Yule log will not be seen tonight, so that we can bring you the following program. Not necessarily the year in review, 1990, with Annabelle Gurwitch and Tom Parks, contributing editor Merrill Marco, and special guest stars Ann Bloom, Danny Breen, Rich Hall, Stuart Pankin, and Lucy Webb. Brought to you tonight by the Saudi royal family, the best friend your car has ever had. And by Texaco, we're the reason. And now, not necessarily the year in review, 1990.
Good evening and welcome to the most comprehensive review of the events of 1990 on cable tonight. Annabelle, can you name the top story of the year?
Well, that's easy, Tom. The Persian Gulf, Iraq, Kuwait.
That's absolutely right. And guess who we've got standing by live? Saddam Hussein. We'll be talking to him later. And we'll have Ted Turner and Jane Fonda with us live. But first, our top story at this hour. In a last-ditch attempt to frighten the Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein, President Bush challenged him to a duel. Saddam's response, if any, is not yet known. Annabelle?
In Washington today, at a closed-door session of the House Armed Services Committee, Secretary of State James Baker outlined our immediate plans in the Persian Gulf. He revealed, in total secrecy, of course, that we would attack Saddam Hussein's forces no later than...
Wait.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. It's classified. Sorry. The nation was shocked and disillusioned this year as the scope of the savings and loan scandal became apparent. But possibly no town was as hard hit by the revelations as the tiny town of Bedford Falls, New York. Accusations about the Bailey Brothers Building and Loan Association arose when the owner of the Bedford Falls Bank, Henry Potter, also known as Old Man Potter, accused George Bailey and his Uncle Billy of mismanagement. George Bailey refused to be interviewed, but was quoted as saying, "I wish I had never been born."
East and West Germany were reunited this year amidst a celebration which included the raising of the German flag over the Reichstag, a magnificent fireworks display, and the consumption of large quantities of alcohol. The celebration lasted into the morning when the newly reunited Germany, in a drunken stupor, invaded Poland.
As 1990 began, President Bush was enjoying enormous popularity, as was evident in Congress's response to his State of the Union address.
Today, democracy is restored. Panama is free. And balances the budget by 1993 with no new taxes. And the last thing we need to do is mess around with Social Security.
1990 proved to be a difficult year for President Bush as he dealt with the continuing military action in Panama, coped with the HUD scandal, struggled with the savings and loan fiasco, contended with the problem-plagued space program, battled the nation's economic decline, fretted about increasing drug problem, tussled with Congress over the budget crisis, and grappled with the Iraq invasion of Kuwait. While the president admits it's been a tough year, he adds that he feels like he's in good shape for 1991. Among the big stories of 1990 was the extraordinary FBI tape of Washington, D.C. Mayor Marion Barry smoking crack. Seeing a public official stoop so low and on national television sent a strong message to the youth of America.
And Dan Quayle, whose dad made a few phone calls to get him into the National Guard and thus avoid active service in Vietnam, is on his way now to the Persian Gulf to visit the troops for the new year.
We're gonna kick his butt when he gets here.
And later, we'll show you for the first time anywhere the never-before-seen Hollywood screen test of a very young Dan Quayle. Here's a sneak preview.
Dan Quayle, screen test, take 13. Action.
I might be pregnant. In less than a minute, I'll know for sure with this. Clear Blue Easy. It's the easiest pregnancy test ever. Just one step, and no messy test tubes. Now all I have to do is wait, and within moments, I'll know for sure. I'm pregnant.
Beloved guys, you're pregnant. It's as easy as that with the Clear Blue Easy Home Pregnancy Test from Everready.
This week on The Flash. The Flash falls in love.
That was wonderful for me. How was it for you?
Well, it was over kind of fast.
Want to do it again?
I guess.
How was it that time?
Catch The Flash Sunday on CBS.
the economy this year, with the sliding stock market, slumping real estate sales, and a shrinking employment outlook, the big question is, what the hell is going on here? For an answer, we've invited a panel of experts to participate with us via satellite hookup. Arguing the case that we're now in the beginning stages of a mild downturn is Alan Trugman of the Brookings Institution. Taking the view that the economy is in fact quite healthy is David Grossman of the RAND Corporation. And espousing the contention that we are already in the midst of a serious recession is independent economist Christopher McCann. We'll hear what they all have to say later in the program, if there's time.
Senators Cranston, DeConcini, McCain, Glenn, and Regal, also known as the Keating Five, had a rough 1990. But 1991 could be better if their new public image has anything to do with it. The Keating Five has gone on tour as the California Raisins, and music and dancing and comedy with a little basket passing to raise money for their legal defense. That's Cranston, by the way, second from the left. And after decades of planning and years of digging, workers from England and France finally met this year under the English Channel, where soon cars and trains will connect the two countries. After this champagne celebration, a confused British worker attempting to return home accidentally became the first man to walk from London to Paris.
It's been a very tough year for NASA, but the beleaguered space agency is hoping to end 1990 on a high note. Standing by at Cape Canaveral with more is our own Steve Casper. Steve?
Tom, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but as you can see, the countdown here at Cape Canaveral for today's shuttle launch has been stopped again. And yet another in a year of failures for NASA. We've had fuel leaks, aborted takeoffs, screwed up missions, and I don't even want to talk about that Hubble fiasco. All in all, Tom, I guess you can say it's been a year of bad timing for... excuse me, Tom. Tom, this is terrific. The problem which has caused the delay has just been corrected, which means we can move the countdown into its crucial last hour. Now, if the shuttle passes some critical pre-launch tests, then we can expect liftoff to be right on schedule, which should be approximately in 1 hour. It is, of course, unless nothing else goes wrong.
We'll have more on that story as it develops. Hopefully there'll be no more delays.
Well, 1990 has been a year marked by raucous controversy about sex in government-sponsored art. Today, the NEA announced that while artists will lose points in grant competition by causing people to think about sex in an inappropriate way, the same artists may actually gain points if they can cause people who are already thinking about sex in an inappropriate way to think about something else.
Tempers flared in Canada this past year when a new 18-hole golf course was built over a sacred Mohawk burial ground. When their protests were ignored by the government, outraged members of the tribe struck back by building a traditional Indian archery range on Mohawk property less than 100 yards from the 17th green. Coming up, the first test of a pedestrian airbag. We'll see how it went later.
From all of us at Real Tough Cops to all of you, Merry Christmas!
Coming up, the Air Force calls up more reserves.
You're an important man, and a lot of people depend on you, so you can't let them see you sweat. But sometimes that's not easy. It's at times like this that you need new Desert Shield. Desert Shield deodorant, specially formulated to keep you fresh, even under intense pressure.
Jim Henson. Oh, yes. Sammy Davis Jr. Maybe. Donald Trump. No way. Gabriel, be an angel, would you? Send in the next applicant. Mrs. Helmsley, it's good of you to come. Please, sit down. This won't take long, just a few routine questions.
I'm not guilty of doing anything. The government owes us money.
Please, Leona, I'm a saint, not a CPA. Let's not deal with earthly matters, shall we?
Do you know that most people think we didn't pay any income tax? We paid $344 million. That's a lot of money.
Render unto Caesar, Mrs. Helmsley, that which is Caesar's, and unto God that...
Nobody defended me.
It may have seemed that way to you at the time, Leona, but even when you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, the Lord is with you.
I was not defended.
His rod and his staff shall comfort you.
Nobody took the stand for me, don't you see?
Let it go, Leona.
Nobody took the stand for me.
Drop it. Let it lie. It's history. Let's look at the other side of the ledger, shall we? What good have you done in your life?
As you know, 2 weeks ago, we lit the Empire State Building in red, white, and blue.
And you consider that to be a good deed?
I don't know whether it's good or not good.
Hallelujah! The first thin ray of sunshine breaks through the dark clouds of earthly pride, Leona. Is there something else you'd like to tell me? Something from your heart? Something about taxes?
I'm guilty. Help me.
Indulge jubilant. Oh, the heavens seem to hear those first genuine words of honest repentance.
I did nothing wrong.
Leona, only just now you told me you were...
I'm not going to jail. I am not going to jail.
We are not talking about jail here, Mrs. Helmsley. We are talking about eternal damnation in hell.
It's crazy. It's fantasy, and if you believe in the Tooth Fairy, you'll believe in that.
I am the Tooth Fairy. All right, Leona, my little lost lamb, it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich person to enter the kingdom of heaven. Hasn't anyone ever told you that?
I didn't believe it. Of course not.
Why didn't you believe it? I wrote that. Why?
Money is wonderful. It's wonderful.
Money is evil. Money is the root of all evil. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, woman. Don't you understand that? What, are you listening to that? In any case, money really isn't going to do you much good where you're going. Thank you so much for coming. You and Mr. Trump will be informed of our decision shortly.
The only thing I'll say about Donald Trump is I wouldn't believe him if his tongue was notarized.
Well, I suggest you learn to get along with Donald because you're going to be traveling together. And you won't be needing any of your heavy clothes.
If I'm not totally sincere, may Allah send a fly to torment me. I mean, to say several flies.
I do not like broccoli. I've liked it since I was a little kid. My mother made me eat it. And I'm President of the United States. And I'm not going to eat any more broccoli.
For Mikhail Gorbachev, 1990 was a real roller coaster ride. Unpopular at home, he faced open revolts from most of the Soviet Union's angry republics. But he was popular everywhere else. He made important trade deals with the West, and then the best news he'd heard all year. He won the Nobel Peace Prize. Speaking of the Nobels, he was the first time the awards were televised by the Fox network. Ed O'Neill from Married with Children served as host. We gave senior correspondent Helen St. Thomas a long list of questions and sent her out to the streets to find out what the mood of the country is at this very moment. Here's what she brought back.
Do you think that we are in a recession? Hell yes, we're in a recession. I sold my BMW 325e convertible. I had to buy a goddamn Geo. Hell yes, we are in a recession. What do you think is the greatest problem facing the country today? Well, now that's easy. It's men. Men are still the greatest problem facing this country today. Men are paid more than women, still. Men run things, still. And they can't be serious about a relationship. Men, M-E-N, greatest problem facing country. Definitely. Do you think President Bush is doing a good job as president? Well, I don't know. Is he serious about having a relationship? If he is, then I suppose he's doing a good job. Even if he is a man. What one man or woman had the greatest impact on the world events in 1990? Patrick Swayze. No, Kevin Costner. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, my friend. Definitely Kevin Costner. Are you more optimistic, more pessimistic, less optimistic, or less pessimistic now than you were at the end of 1989? I don't even understand what the hell that means! Do you expect to spend more or less in the coming year?
Helen St. Thomas and her informal poll on the mood of the country at this moment. Annabelle?
Well, in November, the crew members of a Northwest Airlines passenger jet were sentenced to time in jail because the pilot had consumed 15 rum and cokes before takeoff, while his two crewmen split 6 pitchers of beer. Under current FAA regulations, the limit for pilots is 10 mixed drinks, and for other members of the flight crew, 2 pitchers of beer. Ellis Island reopened this past year. The gateway to the new world for millions, Ellis Island remains a symbol of freedom and liberty for the rest of the world.
Earlier this year, newscaster Connie Chung announced that she would be cutting back on her assignments for CBS so that she and her tabloid journalist husband, Maury Povich, could spend more time trying to conceive a child. That, of course, is not Connie Chung and Maury Povich.
One of the major stories this fall was Congress's inability to agree on a budget, which caused the temporary shutdown of the government. The layoff of all non-essential employees impacted even the White House, where Vice President Dan Quayle was sent home. And speaking of Dan Quayle, we'll find out what he did in 1990.
Here's what people are saying about Reagan, An American Life.
It is a moving and touching and horrible story.
Reagan, An American Life. On sale now at fine bookstores everywhere.
Coming up, Yasser Arafat and Muammar Gaddafi spend Christmas in Malibu.
I guess it all comes down to values. Like taking pride in what you do. And taking pride in your local community. It's people that count. People and technology. And an honest way of doing business. And that's why when they decided to build a Saturn, they decided to build it right here in Twin Peaks.
Hi.
I'm Rich Hall. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to another installment of Sniglets. Now, you ever have this happen to you? You go to a movie theater, and you go to the concession stand and you say, I'd like a small popcorn, please. And there's this, like, 15-year-old Whitesnake disciple behind the counter who says to you, well, you know, for 25 cents more, you can get the medium popcorn. And you say, no, thanks, small is just fine. And then the next thing you know, they hand you this giant industrial vat of popcorn for 16 bucks. You say, this is a small? Apparently so, because now they also have the mini micro popcorn and the subatomic popcorn. It's a practice called corn extortion. Watch out for it. In fact, when you come to fast foods, it kind of opens up a vocabulary all its own, doesn't it? Ever open up a bag of potato chips to find that they're 95% air? It's called the snackmosphere. In fact, the practice of giving exotic names to otherwise mundane products is called food winking. Give an example. Salsa Rio. As if anybody's going to think these corn-flavored roofing shingles are going to remind them of a carnival in Rio. I don't think so. So let's move on down here to the cereal section, one of my favorites. The sound that Captain Crunch makes when you pour milk over it is onomatopoeia. Hear that? There it is. So, in fact, Captain Crunch himself could be described as a Crispian. Crispian, of course, is any actor who's hired basically because his name helps sell the cereal. Snap, Crackle, and Pop are also Crispians. Come on, nobody would hire them if their names were Sputter, Thud, and Whiz, would they? There are a lot of scientific properties attached to foods that man can't explain. For instance, the magnetized particles that hold some fig Newtons together are called neutrons. And finally, any two milk duds fused together by accident are called milk dudes. Thank you very much. I'm Rich Hall.
Thanks, Rich. Well, as we promised, a live interview with Saddam Hussein. Coming up later tonight's show. But first, in California, it was the Mediterranean fruit fly. In the Northeast, the lime tick. As once again this year, Americans from every region suffered through infestations of annoying insects. But this year, our patience seemed to be running out, and we were more willing, both as a society and as individuals, to dump massive quantities of noxious chemicals on the little bastards.
I was always one of these live and let live types until one day I found a cockroach in my potato salad. Well, that was it for me. But finding a really effective pest killer wasn't easy. That is, until I discovered new goop. With a single coating of goop, your house becomes one giant insect trap. Here, kids. Here's your snack. New goop. They'll come to visit, but they won't leave.
And chalk up one for the environment this year as McDonald's, the biggest fast food chain in the world, finally decided to get rid of those foam boxes that are so harmful to the ozone layer. Constant pressure from environmental groups was the difference. Proof that an active, involved public can change the way things are.
Who gets a Big Mac?
Yeah, that's me.
Large fries?
We'll be right back. And coming up, new guests arrive in Iraq.
When you turn 55, you become eligible for Masterbank's Senior Silver Card. With the Silver Card, you'll save 10% on every purchase. But that's not all. Because at 75, you'll automatically receive Masterbank's Senior Gold Card. It's good for a full 15% off at stores, restaurants, and hotels all across America. But even that's not all. Because at 100, you'll receive Masterbank Senior Platinum Card. It's good for 20. I said 20! That's right, 20% off everything you buy. With Masterbank Senior Cards, you too will say,
it just keeps getting better.
I listened with fascination to President Havel's brilliant speech. He spoke of...
Her voice was the voice of an angel, and her milk-white skin and the air of nobility bespoke a different woman than the one he knew. The woman whose passions ran wild one night in Vienna. Make that Prague. The woman whose passions ran wild one night in Prague. A night when every star in the heavens shined upon the two of them.
You don't have Nixon to kick around anymore. Well, I'm not a crook. I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tonight.
How many years will we be paying for the savings and loan crisis?
Would you believe 25?
No.
Would you believe 35?
No.
Would you believe 45?
No. Yes.
Would you believe 55?
No.
Would you believe 65?
This portion of Not Necessarily the Year in Review 1990 is brought to you by the Don King Chia Pets, everybody's favorite Christmas gift.
The savings and loan scandal widened again in the wake of Senator Dennis DeConcini's impassioned defense of SNL bandit Charles Keating.
As a matter of fact, when I met Mother Teresa, I believe it was in 1986 in this city, and I was introduced to her and told what state I came from, the first thing she said, "How is my friend Charlie Keating?"
Today, Mother Teresa was indicted.
This just in, disco is finally dead. In June, the big summit meeting in Washington between Presidents Bush and Gorbachev. And who was there but our very own Helen St. Thomas? Here's a clip.
But the biggest problem facing this country will not be the spread of nuclear weapons, or acid rain, or drugs, or crime, or the destruction of the rainforest in Brazil, or the ozone layer, or the lack of any kind of moral fiber in our country's leaders. No, it won't be any of those things. Because, excuse me, I've lost my train of thought. Oh, yes, no, it will not be any of those things because it will be the same thing. It will be the same damn thing as it's always been. Shall I spell it out for you? Huh? Huh? M-E-N, men, inconsiderate, self-congratulatory, self-absorbed, self-centered, did I say self-absorbed, huh? Self-absorbed, selfish men. That will be the problem, Mr. President, and has been as it will always...
We'll have more summit highlights if time permits. Annabelle?
Meanwhile, the latest development in fertility research is a new technique which will enable women past menopause to become pregnant. This means that Hope Stedman will be able to continue to have babies and whine about it when she's 40-something and 50-something. A prospect so frightening that legislation to ban the technique has already been introduced in several states.
As promised, here they are, America's new favorite couple. Ted Turner and Jane Fonda. Ted, what's it like having a relationship with Jane Fonda? I was looking for some more details, maybe, Ted.
As far as I can see, it's going great.
That's it, going great? That's still...
Not a very long answer, but, you know, I'm not used to really talking too